guys, so I'm back with another review from ELF. So today I'm gonna be reviewing this ELF Poreless Putty primer and their putty blush. So the big thing about this video is because for some reason my pores have been getting too visible and large of late, especially underneath my makeup. I don't know what the deal is with that. So I've been looking for like a pore filler, something that can make my pore appear like minimal underneath my makeup. So I finally laid my hands on this ELF Poreless Putty primer. So I'm excited to try it and see if it's gonna hide my pores, y'all. And I'm also gonna try this putty blush. This one is not a new product. I've used it before in my video, my Pro Dual Contour Stick. But if you watch my previous video, I really didn't like the shade of the contour because it wasn't as dark as I like my contour to be. But today I just thought of like using this contour as a foundation and then using the other end as a highlight, and voila, it's looking nice and pretty. But if you want to see how this look was achieved, or if you want to see what all these products has to offer, y'all need to join the JACQUE-BELLE family. Please hit the subscribe button down below and also hit the bell. That way you'll be notified each time new video goes up. Like I said earlier in my intro, today I'm doing another review from ELF. This time I'm doing their Poreless Putty primer and their putty blush. So for the blush, I got the shade Tahiti. That's what it looks like, just same size as the bronzers, but the primer is a little larger. So the primer says, this perfecting putty primer smooths the skin and preps it with a squalene to help moisturize and grip makeup for all day wear. The velvety texture glides over the skin, smoothing over imperfection for poreless effect. And it says it makes your pores invisible. So like, y'all, my pores have been getting really big and more visible, especially when I have makeup on. So I've been looking for something that can help minimize my pores. So I finally laid my hands on this Poreless Putty primer from ELF. So I'm gonna be trying this to see what it's gonna do with my pores. You all know I'm obsessed with my Skindanivia primer, but because I want something that can minimize my pores, especially when I have makeup on. I don't know if you guys can see, but my pores are getting really big and more visible. So I've been looking for something that can help minimize those pores. So I'm gonna try this Poreless Putty primer from ELF and see if it's gonna do the magic. So I think I'm gonna use my hands. Alright guys, so let's see how this Poreless Putty primer is gonna make my pores invisible. So I'm gonna move on to my foundation. So I'm gonna be using this foundation stick. I mean, it's a contour stick, y'all, but I'm gonna try it and see if it can work for a foundation. If not, I have my foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Walnut. So I'm gonna try this contour stick. As you can see, the shades are they're almost the same, except for the fact that this one is lighter. So I'm just gonna try this and see if it works, y'all. But if it doesn't work, I have something else to use. So I'm gonna blend this and see. Maybe it just might work. For right now, it is not bad. If you all can see my face, like my cheek and my forehead, I mean, it's not really bad, you all. So I'm gonna use this contour stick for my foundation today. So guys, this is my first with this contour stick. I don't know if you guys remember this contour stick from my previous video. It's not bad for a foundation, so I'm just gonna use this for my foundation today. And if you remember, it was a dual end contour stick. One end was the contour and the other end was the highlight. So I'm still gonna use the other end for my highlights today. So let's see. So that's the other end for the contour stick. So I'm gonna highlight my face with it. If not, I still have another concealer to use for my highlight, but I'm just gonna try this first. So that's that for my highlight with the contour stick. I'm so excited I had to try this because I'm getting ready to throw this away. But so I'm gonna go ahead and set my face, all my highlights in place with my translucent Photo Focus loose powder from Wet n Wild. So to loose powder, you're not doing too much. I'm just doing that and then pressing the excess at the back of my hand. To contour my face, I'm gonna be using my concealer from CoverGirl in the shade Deep Espresso to contour my face. So next I'm gonna move on with my bronzer. For my bronzer, I'm using this bronzer from e.l.f. In the shade Beach Please to add a little warmth into my skin. And I'm just using this fluffier brush so it doesn't just give me a straight line, and it's gonna blend and diffuse everything into my skin. Next, I'm gonna be using this face powder from e.l.f. still to set my whole face in place. I'm using my powder brush. Now it's time to try the Putty blush. Like I said earlier, I got the shade Tahiti, so I'm gonna see what it does. Already they said their Putty products are highly pigmented and well buildable, so I'm gonna try this with my blush brush to apply it. That's what it looks like, guys. So let's see. I'm just gonna take it all over my cheek. Yeah, the blush is good, but it's not that. I guess I didn't get the. I like when my blush is a rosy, but we're gonna see. So yeah, that's my cheek with the blush. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not as rosy as I thought it would be. So, and that's nobody's fault but mine for not getting that. But I mean, the blush is good. I mean, it's pigmented, but not as pigmented as I would love it to be. If you're looking at, so I think the blush is good. So because of that, I'm gonna go in with my powder blush to give it a little more color, but the blush is good. So I'm gonna use this blush from my blush palette to just, this is a powder blush, to just give it a little bit more rose on my cheek. See? Then I'm gonna move on to my highlights. For my highlights, I'm gonna be using my palette from MAC, the 3-in-1, to just highlight my face. So that's it for my highlights, and I'm gonna move on to my Skindanivia finishing spray, and then finish up with the rest of my face, and then come back with the final review of this Poreless Putty Poreless Putty primer and the blush. Alright y'all, so this is the final look of this tutorial. So my overall view or review for this blush, first, it's not bad, but it's not as pigmented as I thought it would be. So I don't know if that's my fault for not picking the right shade, but overall, I mean, it's a great product for $6. First off, it's affordable. So what I did was to just use one of my blush palette and just added a little bit more so I can get more color. So, but if you're somebody who really don't like too much blush, then this is good or better, so you can get a brighter shade, if I have to say that. But overall, the blush is not bad. I mean, it's buildable, but just not as pigmented as I wanted it to be. So first, the blush is great. And for the primer, guys, I mean, I think it's working, because usually before I'm even done with my makeup, my pores, I mean, start getting too big and more visible. But I've been having this, I've done this makeup since like, I think like 1, and now it's like 2 or 2.15. And I mean, my pores are still hiding. They're not visible as they used to be. So I think this primer is really what I want. It's a good pore filler for me. So I mean, if you're someone with large pores like myself and you're looking for something to hide, I think you should try this primer, guys. Because if you look at my cheek right here, I mean, the pores are not as visible as they would normally be without this primer. So I think I'll be using this primer more often for my pores to be like minimal, for my pores to appear minimal on my face, especially when I have makeup on. So the next thing, I mean, I know I didn't say this, but this contour stick, guys, this is the contour stick that I use for my foundation, and I use this for my highlight, and y'all can see my face. I mean, the coverage is not full, but I mean, it's like medium because it's hiding. so many stuff. So it's always good to try new stuff. I almost discarded this because I didn't think the contour was dark as I like my contour to be. But for some reason, I just decided to try this today and it worked. So guys, don't be scared to try new stuff. I mean, they might work. So this Pro Dual Contour Stick today is what I use for my foundation and concealer, and it's working. So far, I mean, it's great. So for the overall review for this primer and the blush, they're not bad for the prices. So they're affordable. I mean, it's good. It's doing what I want. So I mean, if you're somebody who is looking for a primer, a poreless primer, you can try this and see if it's gonna work for you. But it's working for me. So y'all, if you enjoyed this video, as always, do not forget to leave your girl a healthy thumbs up and also hit the bell. That way you'll be notified each time new video goes up. Thank you guys so much for always stopping by, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye bye.